All right, Mother Nature looking to complicate your weekend plans. We're not. We're the messengers. It's Mother Nature's fault. Tomorrow's Kentucky Derby. We're talking about rainfall. You were talking about some mudder horses earlier on the show.
There are some mudders that are definitely going to post up tomorrow. More than 50 million people at risk. This is America's Morning Headquarters. I'm meteorologist Stephanie Abrams, alongside meteorologist Jim Cantori and Reynolds Wolf. The good news is that some of these storms behind us will bring beneficial rain to the parched Northeast, which is finally a sigh of relief, but
this is great news. Some of this is not. Some of it is.
I would say most of it's not great news.
It could be a rough time for many of us. As you make that final turn towards the winner's circle, this spring has been a case of the have and have not. So saddle up, get ready for it. More rain on the way. And in those areas, as you guys mentioned, that we don't need a drop, but it's going to happen.
Yeah. So let's take you to Fort Smith, Arkansas. And we've been seeing thunderstorms. It's really an art form. They know how to do it, when to do it, where to do it so that they don't get too out of control. We do have fires, though, in the Northeast in very dry conditions. Massachusetts, we're in dry to moderate. You see severe drought into Pennsylvania. Also down into Maryland, Virginia, and just widespread drought. It's been here. It seems like we can't get rid of it. Now, this is not going to get rid of it, the rain that is coming in through Wednesday, but it will certainly help the situation and maybe help with some of those fires as well. So today we have showers and thunderstorms. And notice our temperatures, 70s and 80s here, all the way up into Albany. But there's some of that cooler air. And by the way, this cooler air is going to be spreading. So enjoy the warmth while you've got it, because this weekend and the next week, things are changing. Notice we are in the warm sector. This is a leading edge of warm air. So that's why we have all of this warm air. There's your cold front. Of course, we have the upper level energy also giving us that cooler air here back behind it. That is all going to be dropping south and east and making its way into our region. But first, we have to get through really the sloppy pattern we're dealing with through today. But it is definitely intact enough to cause some strong thunderstorms. I know in Pennsylvania, we've had so many power outages, people still getting back online there. And now we're getting more storms to come through. So that is definitely going to be on people's minds. Flashlights is what you want to use. If you lose power, keep that in mind. No candles. Candles can burn down your homes. Saturday, more well-defined system coming through, giving us even more rain and some of that heavier rain, too, coming in right off the Atlantic. And notice the temperature difference. The 80s along the coast, the 50s by the lakes. And by the way, it is going to stay chilly for us here. Very sloppy, messy upper level energy. We have some jet energy that's coming in. All of this is going to translate to this low dropping down, this new one. And then notice how it sits here. Monday, Tuesday, it's going to give you some cooler temperatures. Still seeing that warm stuff ahead of it where we have that southerly flow. But Reynolds, it's going to be cold, it's going to be cloudy, and it's also going to be a little bit on the wet side. This is all the moisture for us into the weekend.
Hey, we got to have it, Stephanie. There's no doubt about it.
We have had multiple severe thunderstorms. We've had a lot of flash flooding ongoing here throughout portions of Oklahoma, Texas, on into Arkansas. Report yesterday, grapefruit-sized hail, 4.5 inches. Can you imagine? Even some spin-ups there when we're talking tornadoes. But the big story this morning is all the ongoing flooding. Oklahoma has seen enough already with the rainfall. We're getting some, and unfortunately, there is actually more in our future. Let's start on the border of Oklahoma and Arkansas because we've been getting hammered as well from Fort Smith up towards Fayetteville, 49. Also, I-40 has been a rough go. Look over towards Russellville. You're about to get in on some very heavy rainfall and some gusty winds that have taken down trees, power lines. We've seen wind gusts in some of these thunderstorms over 70 miles an hour and flooding covering the roads, stalling out vehicles. It's just been an absolute mess for us here, and it's not going to get any better as we go throughout the day. We still have that threat not only for thunderstorms, but hail 2 inches or more in diameter. That's about lime-sized hail is what you're going to be seeing. That can cause dents. Once you get to about an inch or more, you're going to start seeing some dents, maybe some dings on your car and whatnot. Torcon of 2, I know that's very low on the scale, but we showed you earlier in the show those twisters that spun up. Now, it might be on the low end of the scale, the Fujita scale. It might be quick-lived, but still, if a tornado hits your house, a tornado hits your house, and it obviously is problematic for us. So what's going on in the atmosphere? We have this upper-level low that's spinning around, also a boundary that's coming in here, or that's in there, I should say. And we do have a lot of moisture, the mid to upper levels, but it's not just at the mid to upper levels. we also have that moisture down at the surface, and that is going to enhance the storms this afternoon as well. So these are riding eastbound into Arkansas. Also, Missouri doesn't need any more rain. We've been getting hammered too. That whole batch is going to be making its way towards a boot heel, but watch all this energy come up and all the different thunderstorms that are going to start firing off, which might not look like a lot, but if it's over your house, it is a big deal. And it is going to be widespread as we head into late afternoon, early evening hours around 4 o'clock. Shreveport, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Nashville, Greenville, Jackson, and everywhere in between. By the way, we also have the Oaks going on up here into Louisville, and that post time is 5:51. So the question is, will the earlier races that are getting hit by these storms shift everything? Will they cancel the races? What will they do? That's something to watch for. And also bring your rain gear, maybe forego the cute shoes and stuff and wear the boots. All I know is the infield is going to be absolutely. If you don't know about the infield.
Yeah, I know you're going. There are no words sometimes.
There literally aren't. There aren't words. There's porta potties involved. There's people with no clothes on.
Right.
No, I mean, they have clothes on, but I mean, shirts.
The good news is it just
wild.
doesn't hurt because you just don't feel it. Okay?
Next day.
Think about this, 170,000 mint juleps over the weekend. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, that's the messengers. We're not doing it. So we're talking about the Oaks today, the Derby tomorrow, impacted by active weather, maybe severe storms. And speaking of that,
they're spreading today and
May Day
tomorrow.
That ends in Y.
Yeah,
right?
a huge area seeing that. This is America's Morning Headquarters. I'm meteorologist Stephanie Abrams alongside meteorologist Jim Cantori and Reynolds Wolf. The good news is that some of these storms are actually going to bring beneficial rain to the parched Northeast. You see that? What's not good, though, is what's over by Reynolds.
Yeah, they're going to explode at the starting gate, and down the stretch they come. Good in some ways, bad in others. More rain in areas that don't need a single drop, but here you go.
Mode.
I know he is in derby mode.
All about the racing guys. But we're going to see, again, winner's circle for the forecast for some people, but not so much for others.
No. I'll tell you what, in Arkansas, in Painway, Arkansas, we are definitely not impressive every time I see a controlled burn and how it helps fires and how they set them. And I just think it's a really neat thing that they do. We unfortunately have multiple fires in the Northeast where things have been super dry for us. I feel like the drought monitors looked like this for months and months. We do have severe drought into Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, parts of Maryland, Virginia as well. But there's widespread dry to moderate conditions here in the Northeast. Rain going right over it. So hopefully this does its job and helps us a little bit. This is through Wednesday because the system that comes in Saturday cuts off and just sits over us. Before we get to that, we have what's left of this kind of messy area of energy today. Look at Albany at 80 degrees, 70s and 80s in the warm sector, while we have the 50s back by our upper level low and behind that cold front, and that cold air will be getting in. But there's your warm air mass in place. There is our warm front. Within that warm front, we are going to see, we have some strong low-level jet winds in there earlier today, and we do have some jet energy wind that's coming in. So that will help make these storms a little more intense. We'll get daytime heating also around 5 o'clock. You'll see things firing up. Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Louisville coming through. What will they do with the races there? Will they have to pause them? Will they cancel them? We'll see what they do, of course, because the Phillies are running today in the Oaks at 5:51. But the question is, when the rain comes in and messes up maybe some of the earlier races, how does that play? I would bring your rain gear today and tomorrow. Look at 9 a.m. in Louisville. Everything's just going to be wet, even though the track does actually get rid of that water fairly quickly. Look at 5 p.m. Storms just to the east of Louisville, but there are scattered showers. So, Reynolds, I don't know, maybe it's like, instead of the beautiful hat and the shoes, it's the boots, you know, the rubber boots, and then the hat. I was thinking of like the yellow hat the fishermen wear.
Yes, indeed.
Type of a thing.
Yeah, we can get creative with these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a poncho. You'll see people in garbage bags over their dresses, you know, type of a thing. The infield is going to be just insane.
Oh, it's going to be absolutely nuts.
I would not want to be there.